The Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. The first right. Men are born and remain free and equal in rights. Remember, only men. They are born free and equal in rights. All men are equal in front of law. The second one, the aim of every political association, remember political association, is the preservation of natural and inalienable rights of man. That means the rights that cannot be taken away from man. And these rights are liberty, property, security, and resistance to oppression. That means an individual, a man can resist if someone oppresses him. The third one, the source of all sovereignty resides in the nation. No group or individual may exercise the authority. That means nation is above all and no one is above the nation. Here, the king is also not above the nation and it comes from the people. The fourth one, liberty consists the power to do whatever is not injurious to others. That means you have got the liberty, but you cannot do any harm to others. The fifth one is the law has the right to forbid only actions that are injurious to society. Law is enforceable to a person if he has done injury to certain people or have done any harm to the people. The sixth one, law is the expression of the general will. All citizens have the right to participate in its formation personally or through representatives. All citizens are equal before it. That means the law is made by the citizen and it is their expression through representative. And the law is equal to everyone because it is the will of the general people. No man may be accused, arrested, or detained except in cases determined by the law. That means if the law determines or gives judgment, then only a man can be accused, arrested, or detained. Now we have skipped 8, 9, and 10, and it is not mentioned in your text also. So we are in the 11th number rights, and it is related with freedom of speech, that is related with media. Now they are also not above the law, and if they have done anything wrong through speaking, writing, or printing, then the law will determine their faults. The 12th one is related with maintenance of public property, and like your public force, army, administration, and to run this, taxes will be there, but it will be collected in proportion. The 7th one, it's related with right to property that cannot be separated from a man or may be deprived of the right to property unless the government requires the land, and in that case a compensation will be given in advance to the property owner. So political symbols. The majority of men and women in 18th century in France or any part of the world could not read or write. So images and symbols were frequently used instead of printing words to communicate important ideas. So these are some of the political symbols that express the political thoughts. This is broken chain, and chains are used to feed the slaves, and a broken chain stands for act of becoming free. Next is related with your snake biting its tail to form a ring. That means eternity, no ending. And rat fiery gun cap. This cap was owned by the slaves, upon becoming free. So it's a symbol of freedom from slavery. Next is related with blue and white, blue, white, red, the national colors of France. It is related with this woman holding a chain. That means the nation is free from the chain of monarchy. The next is related with the eye with a triangle, and this eye stands for knowledge. The rays of sun will drive away the clouds of ignorance. And the bundle of rods. One rod can easily be broken, but not entire bundle. So it symbolizes the unity of the people. And the law tablet, that is related with your rights of the citizens. And the winged woman, it's a personification of law. And lastly, sceptra, symbol of royal power. That means one who hold this is a royal power, and it is related with the kings. So it symbolizes the power of the king.